Two leading accounting solutions, Xero and TallyPrime. One big question, which one really delivers? On the left, Xero, cloud-based accounting for modern businesses. And on the right, TallyPrime, desktop-focused accounting with local control. Let's skip the buzzwords and get to the real stuff. Each category earns points, and at the end, you'll see exactly who comes out on top. The result might not be what you expect. All right, before we get going, here's a little mind map of how we'll compare Xero and TallyPrime. We're looking at pricing, cloud access and mobility, reporting and analytics, bank integration, invoicing, inventory, user interface, scalability, tax features, customization and integration, and finally, customer support. That's quite a list, but I want you to get the full picture. First up, let's talk pricing model. So Xero goes for that whole tiered subscription-based thing. You pick from starter, standard, or premium. Pretty clear, and you can see what features you get with each, which is nice. But you know, it's recurring. If you plan to stick around for years, those costs, they do stack up. Now, TallyPrime. This is where it gets kind of appealing if you hate subscriptions. You literally pay once for the core product. Yep, one-time payment, and you're set. And then no monthly stab in the wallet. Just know if you want big updates or more cloud stuff later, you might shell out a bit more. Overall, for price-conscious folks, I gotta hand this one to TallyPrime. It keeps it straightforward. And let's be real, that's a huge plus for many of us. Up next, cloud access and mobility. So Xero, this is where it totally flexes. Completely cloud-based, you can log in from any device anywhere. No installations, just go. Real-time collaboration, mobile apps, it's like the definition of modern accounting. Of course, you need decent internet, and if Xero goes down for a bit, well, you're stuck. Now, TallyPrime brings the old-school stability. You install it on your machine, and it works, even offline. But remote access isn't really its thing unless you set up some external stuff. It's just not built for split-location teams or super mobile people. Round goes to Xero here easily. If you need access from anywhere, don't even think twice. All right, let's chat about reporting and analytics. With Xero, you're getting tons of detailed reports. Balance sheets, income statements, custom stuff, export to Excel, all just boom, right there. But I've heard folks say sometimes there's the odd issue with report accuracy. Now, TallyPrime, it's got real-time reporting too, flexible parameters, custom reports, and it nails compliance for local regulations, which is huge for some of you. The formats are a bit more traditional and not super modern, but hey, they work. Honestly, both get this done, and I really can't pick a clear winner. They're kind of tied here. Oh, and here's something cool you probably didn't know. Cloud accounting has grown by 23% every year, but desktop-based platforms like TallyPrime, they're still totally dominating in places where internet isn't perfect. Just saying, the old ways aren't gone yet. Moving on to bank integration and reconciliation. Now this one's juicy. Xero really shines here, if you ask me. You've got automated bank feeds, smart suggestions for matching, and just a ton of automation that screams less grunt work. Sometimes the bank connections go weird, but most of the time it's smooth sailing. TallyPrime does have auto reconciliation, and statement upload is dead simple, but overall it's a bit more manual. You're doing more of the heavy lifting. So if you want automation and easy-peasy bank stuff, Xero takes this round. Let's look at invoicing and billing now. Xero comes packed with automation, payment gateway stuff, invoice tracking, customization, all the templates you need. Although, small heads up, some users think the new invoicing system isn't quite as slick as before. TallyPrime isn't flashy, but it gets the job done. User-friendly, multiple billing formats, digital signatures, and e-way portal integration, which is actually a nice touch for local needs. It's a bit more traditional, less automated, but if you love old-school reliability, it works. On this one, honestly, they're both solid, so I'll call it a tie. Inventory and stock management. Okay, this one's kind of interesting. Xero does do basic inventory tracking, connects with invoicing, but honestly, it's not hardcore inventory stuff. If you're running a service biz, it's fine, but for bigger inventory needs, not so much. Now, TallyPrime steps up here. Strong tracking, barcode support, warehouse stuff, even production management. For businesses living in the land of inventory headaches, TallyPrime's pretty robust. For most service-based folks, Xero's enough. But yeah, TallyPrime wins in this department. Definitely. Next scene, ease of use and user interface. So Xero is clean, modern, super friendly if you're new to accounting software, and the learning curve isn't too bad. Sometimes you'll get a little lost in the menus, but mostly, it's solid. TallyPrime, though, here's the thing. If you've been using accounting programs forever, especially in India, this feels right at home. Older users love it. General ledger is super easy. And it has this classic vibe. Actually, people consistently rate it higher for ease of use, which is kind of wild considering its depth. If you want that old school comfort with new features, TallyPrime's your pick here. Now, scalability and growth. This is where Xero really stands out. Say you're growing fast, adding new users, new locations. Xero just scales with you, no fuss. It's enterprise-ready, handles multi-location, unlimited users, you name it. TallyPrime's solid for single location and smaller businesses, but honestly, it's not built for crazy growth or distributed teams. So, big dreams? Xero's the platform that won't hold you back. Let's dive into tax and compliance features. Xero makes VAT super smooth once you're set up, and it's great for multi-currency, audit trails, even UAE VAT. Might take some tweaking at the start, but then it's like clockwork. TallyPrime, on the flip side, is pretty stellar for local stuff. GST, service tax, TDS, all managed, especially for Indian and UAE rules. But VAT setup can be a chore, and for international work, it's a bit more manual. In short, both handle compliance really well, but their strengths are slightly different. I'll call it a tie. Customization and integration time. Xero's got APIs, tons of third-party integrations, slick customization options, email stuff, all that jazz. Ideal for connecting tools. TallyPrime offers customization and some barcode or order integrations, but less flexibility. Fewer APIs. You really notice that if you want to build a super connected system. So between the two, Xero wins, hands down. All right, last up, customer support. Xero offers live support, different channels, training resources. Help is just a chat away. TallyPrime rocks at phone and ticket-based support, plus some handy training options. Both have training, both have responsive teams, so there's no real loser here. It's another tie. All right, let's quickly run through the radar chart now, so you can see exactly where each platform scores across our categories. Xero's consistently on top for cloud features, scalability, automation, and integrations. TallyPrime, though, leads the way on pricing upfront, inventory, user comfort, and everyday reliability. Seeing those strengths next to each other really helps, doesn't it? So what's my opinion? If you've got a growing multi-location or international business, and you need mobility, automation, and a system that scales, seriously, go with Xero. But if you're a small local operation or heavily into inventory and manufacturing, and you don't want those monthly fees, TallyPrime's your friend. For Indian and UAE businesses that need local compliance, you'll probably love TallyPrime more. Xero, though, is more future-proof and covers the international stuff way better. Hey, don't forget to test both out before you commit, especially with those free trials. If you want to support our channel, feel free to use our affiliate link given in video description. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next